Okay. Um, so I screwed up my original live thing I was doing here. You guys, I'm in a new live. I'm going to type that in the chat right now. I tried to go live on my computer and it wouldn't let me, so I'm doing it here on my phone, but I think it's on a different thing. Are you guys jumping on here? I don't know what I'm doing with this stuff, you guys. Let me turn off my dehumidifier, my fans. It's been a little bit of a hectic day. Okay, maybe you guys can hear me better now. Hopefully you can see me. It's pretty bright back behind me, as you can see there. The microgreens are growing. I'm going to sit back down here at my computer. All right, Hidden Harvest Grow Lights. Good to see you're on here. You guys found me. Scott, what's up? John, 1035 Rich, Jeanette, Sharon, Hadassah. What's up, everybody? Thank you so much for joining me. Yeah, that is very bright behind me. I might just kill the lights on those. So there. Now you can see them. It's a little bit better without the lights blaring behind me. So yeah, I just wanted to come on here and do a YouTube live. Right now I'm going through a relaunch of my online course, Microgreens Business. And I thought this would be a cool way to like make the promotion more fun and interact with you guys. And I'm not great with technology, so that's why I screwed this thing up in the beginning. I'm going to post in the Facebook group too. If you guys aren't a member of that group, Growing and Selling Microgreens on Facebook, if you guys are still into Facebook. It's a big group, tons of good people in there. I'm going to post and let them know I'm live. This is hard to do. Let me see if I can balance my phone here. So I can type with two hands. Okay. Bear with me one more minute. All right. Thank you so much, guys, for showing up here. We've got Neil here. He purchased my course. That's awesome. Moosehead, Tanis, Crypto Crouton. Sounds like Crypto Crouton knows Brad. Awesome, everyone. Well, yeah, I'm just going to do a Q&A. Just whatever questions you guys have, go ahead and shoot. If you guys aren't aware of my online course, right now the sale is going on. This is the link. Let me see if this shows up properly. I think that's backwards. Here. I wrote it backwards so you guys can see it here. microgreensbusiness.com/NOV 2018 launch. So that's where my course is for sale right now. You can buy it for $497 or 6 monthly payments of $99. I've had like 1,000 people buy this course now. It's been crazy. I've put a lot of work into it. I keep improving it. I've been selling it for a couple of years now. And I just keep taking people's suggestions or questions and trying to make it a little better. The main videos that I originally recorded are still the ones that are up on there. They're not the best quality in the world, but they show you everything you need to do to get a good small setup going in your house. That came up backwards. I wrote it backwards one way. Can you guys see that? Or is that backwards for you guys? That's the website. Still backwards? Okay, let me try this. This looks backwards to me, but maybe you guys can see this. Okay, maybe you can see it now. Okay. Microgreensbusiness.com/NOV 2018 launch. It's a sales page. This sale's just going on through tonight. It's been going for a few days now. I do sales quite often, but I see a couple questions here. Let me look back up. Total initial investment was, Trey asked. Um, we spent, man, I was just kind of going like crazy spending money when we started the farm. Um, it was a full-fledged urban farm. I mean, it wasn't just microgreens, and I didn't like track and separate everything into the microgreens category. But you can get a good beginner's setup going. Everything you need for $500 or less. You got your rack, your lights, your trays, some soil, some seed, um, and then a few basic tools, some packaging, and and you don't even really need to do that. I tell people all the time, if you're starting out and you don't even know if you want to do this long term, your best bet might be to just grow a few trays with supplies you already have at your house and take those samples into a restaurant and talk to the chef and say, hey, I've been growing these microgreens at home. I think they're pretty awesome. And I'm thinking about starting to sell them. Would you guys be interested in buying some? And if they say yes, you say, okay, great. I can have them ready for you and your first order in 3 to 4 weeks. And then you just book it to the store, get your rack, get some lights, hook it all up, order your seed that day, and you can have them ready for them in 3 to 4 weeks. And then you can start servicing them every week and kind of scale up from there. So it's not always the best idea to just go all in. But for some people, it is a good idea to go all in because then you have more skin in the game and you're more likely to stick with it. And I always tell people, like, what's the worst that can happen? The worst that can happen is you have an awesome food growing mechanism for your family that you can use for your family. So that's real. That's like the worst case scenario, and you won't go to the grave with any regrets that at least you didn't try. A Bell in here said my business package is worth it. Cool. I guess you must be talking about my course. That's great. I'm so happy. Yeah, someone recommended Web Restaurant Store is a great place to get your rack. They have all kinds of sizes. I haven't actually looked at their racks, but they do have a lot of good equipment. Someone else said racks at Lowe's. That's what I always tell people. Just go to a home improvement store. We've got our racks at Menards and Sam's Club. I really like the one I got at Sam's Club. I think it was $99. It's this one behind me that we're using now. We used to have two going. We've scaled down our operation since I've been focusing on this course and my students, and that's been a higher ROI for me, so that's where I'm spending most of my time. But this one was $100. I think it's 6 shelves. It's on wheels. It's awesome. And these you can, if it doesn't work out for you, it's good to have these in your house anyways. I'm gonna scroll up a little bit here and see if I can see some more questions. Someone said it was backwards. It was backwards. Show again. If someone wouldn't mind typing that link in the comments for me, I don't know if I can do that while I'm on here. I probably could figure it out, but it's microgreensbusiness.com/NOV for November, NOV 2018 launch. I'll hold it up here again. Hopefully you guys can see that. This is where the course is for sale, in case you're just joining me right now. It's a microgreens business online course. I basically teach you everything that you need to know to get started and to get out there, make your first sales. It comes with tons of stuff. Tons of stuff. Let me show you guys some of the stuff that comes with the course, if you don't mind. Would that be cool with you guys if I show you like some of the real quickly, just some of the handouts that come with it? You guys might find this kind of interesting too. Let me see. I'll just do it down here on my floor, I guess. No, I'll do it here on my desk. So let me turn this screen around, and then I'll come back and answer some more questions. Sorry. Okay, so in case you guys don't know anything about the course, it comes with tons of cheat sheets um, for 27 different varieties, and they have, all the information on there. Tons of different varieties. They're all listed on that sales page. So like all the main ones, wheatgrass, pea, just tons and tons of them. It's hard to hold this camera and do this at once. Um, and let's see what else we got here. Comes with stuff like invoices, fresh sheet templates, recipe ideas that you can pass out to people at your farm stand. It comes with emails, templates that we use for our Mighty Greens program. Email templates we use for those programs. Selling cheat sheets. It's hard for me to flip through this and hold my phone, you guys. Farmers market checklist, so you make sure you have everything when you go. Schedules, that's like a daily checklist stuff. Salad cycle instructions. Here's the twice weekly harvest schedule. More marketing flyers, and all these are like Word documents, so you can switch them out for your logos and stuff. This is a nutrition flyer, fresh sheet, farmers market, sales record, selling to chef's checklist. This is really cool. It goes through everything. You just follow all these steps, and it has like a plan here of how long you wait to follow up, and like bonus points. Lots of good stuff on here. This is like a small portion of it too. It comes with even more stuff than this now. Um, this is just what I had handy in my folder, but I keep updating the course. And I'm getting ready to make right now recipe cards. There'll be smaller recipe cards that you can hand out to your farmers market customers. So if I'm going to make one that goes with every single cheat sheet that comes with the course. So they'll plus some of these cheat sheets are kind of general, like the brassicas mustard. So it'll be like 35 different recipe cards, and have a nice picture on the front with some nutrition information, and on the back I'm going to put some recipes. So when someone buys your microgreens or you're talking to them about buying them, you can hand them a recipe card, and then they'll be psyched on it, and they'll know how to use it, how to cook with it. Because that's the big barrier to entry for a lot of people with microgreens, is they just don't know what the heck to do with it. So there's a lot of education. I tell people all the time, like, get ready to talk about microgreens and educate people on microgreens. That's a big part of this. They're just starting to really be known more here across the U.S. All right, I'm going to look up here for some questions. Thank you guys for putting the link in the comments for me for the course. I appreciate that. How do you remove your sunflower hulls completely and easily? Someone asked. Completely and easily are both things that I don't know exactly how to do. I mean, it is pretty easy what I do. So we make sure and weigh them down for quite a while. I think that helps remove them a little bit. Um, so that's the first thing. They're stacked for almost 5 days. And then when they're growing, that's one of the varieties that we keep top watering. We don't bottom water. And I think just keeping those hulls wet kind of might help them to be able to open up and pop off easier. We run our hands over the hulls every once in a while before we water, kind of vigorously. That knocks quite a few off. And then right before we harvest, we turn them sideways and we vigorously like rub our hand over the hulls to knock more off. And then they get harvested. Then they go out in a basin to be washed, and they get pushed down. We scrape the hulls off the surface of the water. We like kind of shake it with our hands in the water vigorously again. And then they go onto the drying rack, and while they're on the drying rack, we're like popping up on the drying rack a few times, and that knocks more hulls off. By the time you go through that whole process, 98% of them are off, and every once in a while there'll be just one. There'll still be some in the packages, but we haven't had any complaints about it. And I actually have a YouTube video on that. if you search on YouTube, microgreens sunflower hulls, I have a whole video exactly on that process. Let me see if I can find another question. Weed growing tips, someone asks. I don't have any weed growing tips. It's still highly illegal here in Indiana. Someone's been struggling with Swiss chard. Yeah, Swiss chard and beet just aren't that easy, and the hulls stay on there if you, especially if you are seeding them on top of the soil. If you're seeding them under the soil, then you have problems with like the dirt clods getting stuck on top. But if you do cover the beets and the Swiss chard with soil, then the hulls will come off much easier. But you're just talking about just having problems in general, I imagine. What are you struggling with the Swiss chard specifically? We soak beets and Swiss chard in warm water for 6 hours before we seed them. I'm getting a little bit lost here in the comments, so I don't know if I'll be able to find what your main issue is. They're challenging. They're very beautiful, but they're challenging. I think that amaranth is easier, even though it's also challenging. So we kind of use that more for splashes of color, and purple radish, which is very easy and colorful. Cabbage as well. Red acre cabbage is beautiful and colorful. So we prefer those over beets or Swiss chard, but we do grow some beets. Someone said, is your choice growing in soil? Yeah, our choice is growing in soil. We use the Pro Mix. The reason that we prefer soil is we have beds outside, garden beds outside. And here in Indiana, we have a lot of clay, heavy clay soils, and we do as well at our farm here. And we like to get as much peat moss mixed in there over time as we can. It adds a little acidity and it lightens up the soil. So we love being able to compost them, and we're reusing that soil afterwards. If you're in a city where you have to throw everything in the garbage, you don't have compost, then grow pads are probably the way to go. What temperature do you keep your grow room at? We keep our grow room at 72 to 75 is ideal. We don't always keep it there, but that's what we're shooting for, to keep our cycles timed well. We do turn everything off and let it cool down at night, though. We like to get it up during that temperature range for much of the day. Spotty germination when covered with dirt on the Swiss chard. If you're getting bad germination on your seed, I just wonder if it's something with your seed, the condition of your seeds. I would try soaking them if you're not already. And we like soaking them in warm water for 6 hours. Trying to figure out how I want to do watering. Someone is asking, how would you water micros if using paper pot flats? I don't know about the paper pot flats. We have the taller, just plain 1020s. It's what we started with, and we haven't wanted to replace them all yet with the more shallow 1020s. Those are actually better. They're really expensive when we were getting started. And we can get these 1020s for $1 locally. Plus, we use the 801s, which are the 5x5s. You can see these down here. We also use these ones to grow 5x5s, and those fit nicely into the taller 1020s. So we've stuck with the taller 1020s, and those, it's just real easy to bottom water. For much of your watering, you just put one underneath it that is doesn't have holes or slots in it, and you put your water in there and you're good to go. I lost the comments. Okay, here we go. If you're using the pots that, or if you're using the flats that are perforated, I see here you say that the flats are perforated. Another thing you can do is get flood and drain tables. A lot of people are starting to do that. We've been considering starting to do that as well. And I'm gonna get with some of my students. Several of my students are doing that. When you join the online course, Microgreens Business, you get entered into the a smaller private Facebook group with people who are really taking action and getting their businesses going. There's some people crushing it in there. It's a really good group of people. Again, if you're just joining me, I'm doing this for fun to help you guys, and also I'm launching my online course right now, Microgreens Business. There's a link somewhere in these comments here, but it's microgreensbusiness.com/NOV 2018 launch. The course is on sale. It's actually closing down tonight at midnight, and it's $497 or 6 monthly payments of $99. Let me see here, more questions. Someone asked, top tips to best organize your workspace and materials. Hubby is renovating part of our basement into a grow room, so we have a blank slate to work with. My best tips to organize your workspace materials. It depends on how much you're gonna grow. How big your operation is gonna be. But just try and keep things close to each other. Try to reduce your amount of wasted movement. If you decide to sign up for my course, you'll see how I do everything. As you can see it in most of my videos. I've got the rack. I've got most of my other supplies over there, and then we have an outdoor area where we do some washing. And we do some washing indoors as well in the winter time. I don't know top tips to organize my workspace. Just kind of think about where you're doing everything, and you want the tools that you need while you're doing that activity close at hand. So store all your tools for seeding right by where you're going to seed. And store your trays and your soil where you want to fill up trays and soil if you can, as much as you possibly can. And a great book on efficiency, like farming efficiency, is called Lean Farming. It is an absolutely excellent book. I read that when we were just starting our farm and ended up throwing out like a huge van load of trash, just really really dialing in our whole farm and the processes and everything. I couldn't recommend that book enough, Lean Farming. Donald asks if I have a video on my watering system. My watering system is I don't know if I have a video specifically about bottom watering, but I show that in many of my videos. I show that in several of my videos. I can't think of which ones I've shown them in recently, but yeah, I think that the one I just posted, how to grow microgreens, I think I just talk about bottom watering in that one actually. And then we installed a sink here in the grow room, and we just have a little hose coming off the sink faucet, and it's got a sprayer on it, and we use that to water. I'm getting a little lost here in the comments. Let's see. How do you deliver your microgreens to houses if no one's home and it's freezing outside? The microgreens go in coolers, and we try and deliver closer to like when the customer's going to be home on cold days. So instead of delivering them, getting it done right in the morning, we'll push it a little bit later in the afternoon. But yeah, that's what we do. We've thought about whether we needed to like put a little hot stone or something in the coolers, but we haven't had a problem with them freezing and rotting. How much of this course deals with the growing side of things? So my online course, the way I set up the online course is I filmed it 2 seasons ago, and I planned out everything that I was going to film while we were on a 1-week vacation midsummer. We take a midsummer vacation. People start not caring that much about greens anymore midsummer. They're more excited about tomatoes and cucumbers and peppers. So sales dip a little bit. We take a vacation and a little bit of time off. And so I outline the whole course during that vacation. So what it is it's me. Sorry, I keep getting confused here. Um, so yeah, I take you through 2 full weeks of growing. It's basically like a daily vlog for 2 weeks. It's 13 videos, and every day I just show you exactly what I do to take care of the microgreens and to take care of the business, if that makes sense. So lots of growing in there. Should you spray the seeds with peroxide to prevent disease? Yeah, if you're having, especially if you're having problems. If you're just starting out, you can try to do some trays without it, but you're probably going to have issues with certain ones like sunflowers. Um, we like to sanitize sunflowers and peas in the peroxide, and we'll do a little bit of top watering as well. And we mix according to this website online. It's called Gardening. If you search gardening with hydrogen peroxide, it has a lot of mixing charts on there that we use. Someone's asking about seed densities for radishes. We go 60 grams on the radishes. Sometimes 80 if the grow room's a little cooler. In the winter, you can push them a little harder. If it's real hot, we lower our seed density a little bit just so they get good airflow. Um, any recommendations on approaching retirement homes with supplying them with micros greens to add to their menus? We haven't done that. I think that's going to be a tough sell, man. Unless you live a place where it's like really high end retirement homes. We don't really have those really high end ones here. Um, so it's just like it's more subsistence type food. I mean, they're just cooking them good meals, but they're not wanting to spend $30 per, or not wanting to spend 10-20 bucks per plate. Um, so we haven't even approached that market at all. How do you deal with and prevent mold? Brian asks. So the best ways to deal with and prevent mold are to keep your trays well cleaned and sanitized. Um, in your grow room in general, make sure you're not living in a house that has a lot of mold spores in the air. Sometimes your house just will have a lot of mold spores. Like if you have a really dank basement or crawl space and you have your AC ducts that are going through there and they have pinhole leaks in it, they're shooting mold spores all over your house, and that those will move around on your crops a lot easier. Um, you, Good airflow is critical, so keep your fans going. Try and keep your humidity down around between 30 to 50%. 40% is really perfect. Um, Sanitize the ones that you're having issues with mold and hydrogen peroxide. And if you're still having issues, you can use top spray after you unstack them. Um, those are the main issues with mold. If you see a tray starting to have an area that gets mold, get a glove on, get in there, and remove that section out of there, and you can salvage the tray. Do you go to Maui for summertime vacation? No, I don't go to Maui. I've been to South Padre Island once or twice. I think I've been there twice. Um, and I go to Cape Cod, Massachusetts. My grandfather lives in Cape Cod, Massachusetts. I lived there until I was 6 years old. Kyle asked if you could spray neem oil on the seeds for fungal prevention. I don't think that's really necessary. How do you get those annoying husks to naturally fall off the sunflower microgreens? I actually just answered that question a little bit ago for someone on here. Um, it's a whole elaborate process, Sam, and I've got another video here on YouTube called like 8 steps to solving sunflower seed hull problem. So search for that, and you'll get the whole scoop right there. Someone coming to me from Louisville. All right. People make fun of me and say I say that wrong. Louisville. Is it Louisville? Louisville? They all say it funny down there. I think it's Louisville. You know better than me. Cape Cod is where the geehees are. I don't know what that means. There's sharks down there. I think someone got attacked by a great white shark on Cape Cod this summer. Randomly. Um, yeah, so I thought this would just be fun for you guys who had any questions. Hope you guys are enjoying this. Do restaurants have any strict rules? Restaurants are lawless places. I tell you what, man, they're dealing with chefs is can be challenging. They just even some of the big, really good restaurants, it's just like uh, it's just chaos sometimes in there. I'm glad I don't work in a restaurant. It'd probably be exciting at times, but man, really hard work. Jeanette asks, does your course address permits? I have a module in the online course called Laws and Regulations. And the advice that I give in there is I try and give like a lot of it's mostly general advice. Like some of the stuff's more specific, like insurance and stuff like that. But as far as is permits that you need, like business licensure, or if you need a local agriculture processing permit or stuff like that, it's so different all around the U.S. So I tend to not give specific advice like that. What I can say is that I advise that you contact your local farm extension agent, agricultural extension agent. We have them all through this state through Purdue University. Most universities have a farm program throughout the state, and those people have a lot of good information about what you need to do. But most places you don't really need to do much. Just get a business license, or some places you don't even need to get a business license. You just use your social security number, and you're a sole proprietor. And then farming, you just it's kind of most places you can just bring your produce to the farmers market and sell it without having to do anything. Obviously you're reported on your taxes and um, treated as real income. Should I use ventilation hole in my microgreens? In my totes. I use to store my microgreens in the fridge. Yeah, we do. Um, Yeah, I recommend you do ventilate those totes. What we do is drill little holes right around the top below the lid. It helps it helps them to hydro cool. That air can circulate in there. Someone's coming here from Hawaii. That's awesome. I have never left the United I guess that is the United States, but I've never left the mainland US yet. I've been wanting to. Maybe I'll check out Hawaii. I've heard it's expensive though. Brian asked if I do this full time. Um, I do a number of things, but I would say like now this internet marketing stuff that I've gotten into of helping people find out about my online course, creating videos, answering emails. I answer tons of emails, writing emails for the sales emails, the sales pages, creating new content, new stuff for the online course. Like this has taken over more of my life. That's why we've scaled down. We're growing less. We only have one plot now here on our urban farm, and I think we may like close it all down and take a couple of years off unless I can find more people to help me. I'm trying to hire people and I'm struggling. On Microgreens Farmer, if you go to go.microgreensfarmer.com/apply, I've got a couple job postings on there. If I can get people to help me with this business, then I can get back out in the field and focus more on farming. The thing with business is that's interesting is you gotta like pay attention to what the market's telling you, and be willing to shift. If you start doing one thing, or if you're doing a number of things, your farm's doing a number of things, and one of the things you're doing is getting a lot more attention, a lot better traction, take your energy and push it towards that. And I've been resistant to do that with like this online course stuff and focusing more on the marketing. And it's taken me more time to like to push, make the farming less of a priority and make this more of a priority, because this is now where we're making a larger chunk of our income selling the course. I've had over 1,000 people now enroll. Um, we've raised the price. It's $500 course now, and it's really good money. And I'm actually thinking about teaching people how to start an online business. If that's of interest of anyone on here, I might do that this winter as another project. I've had lots of local friends asking me about it. I've been consulting with a couple of people, teaching them how to market an online course, how to create an online course. Um, so it's just another idea I've been tossing around. It's been fun. Let's see, what else? You should do woofing. I've thought about that. We've had plenty of interns here from the local university. Canada, someone's from Canada. All right. I'll help for a room and nominal fee and nominal pay, $100 a week. I don't know if any of the golf courses around here have caddies or not. None of them are really too fancy here in Bloomington. There are some down in French Lick, Indiana, some really fancy golf courses that are really expensive. If you are looking for work, Johnny, check out my website. It's go.microgreensfarmer.com/apply for a couple jobs I've got posted on there right now. Jeanette asks if I've tried mushrooms. I have not tried mushrooms. I've done some research. I've put together like a little plan to implement it. I've acquired some supplies. Um, I just haven't. I just got so busy with other things that I've put it aside for now. Do you grow mushrooms, Jeanette? I know a lot of people they combine microgreens growing and mushroom growing and can carve out a really good living doing the two of those, or just like focusing on specialty products. I think that's a great idea. And I've thought like I've got a lot of people on my email list, that are interested in microgreens, and a lot of them are probably interested in mushrooms too. So I've thought about finding a good grower and like meeting up with him for a week and filming everything he does and launching a little, and then implementing his stuff and recording a mushroom grow course as well. Um, I'm not sure if there are those available right now. A good mushroom grow course. I don't remember really coming across one. Your favorite recipe with microgreens? Yanni, I'm not much of a recipe guy. We cook a lot and we eat microgreens a lot on almost everything, practically, it seems like. Um, so I just throw them on everything. I throw them on stir fries, salads. I love putting them in omelets. Um, Smoothies. Omelets are probably my favorite. I don't eat bread, so I don't eat sandwiches right now, but I would throw them on sandwiches and burritos and stuff like that. We throw them on tacos. Andrew asked me about go popcorn microgreens. That's not one of our regular products, but we have grown those. Yes. You don't need any lights to grow the popcorn mushroom greens. You grow them in the complete dark. They have a really, really sweet, like artificially sweet taste to them. I think they're disgusting. They are kind of fun to grow though. Another microgreens grower here in town, he'll put one or two popcorn leaves in with like a mixed variety microgreens package, and it looks pretty. Someone says they keep their house at 68 in the winter. How many species handle this cool temp? Is that your average? Like, is that your average throughout the day, or do you just like keep it at a solid 68 all day long? What is the most widely used microgreen? Um, Probably broccoli. It's really popular for health reasons. I bet that's the most widely used. Maybe just like a mix. A lot of the big distributors that distribute to chefs will just grow a mix. That's like kale, kohlrabi, um, cabbage, a real basic mix. Um, Radish is, I think, is the best one for a commercial grower. I love radish because you have the beautiful, like insane flavor, the awesome nutritional value. They're one of the most nutritious microgreens, and you have a good. I'm back. I got kicked off. I'm not sure why. What was I talking about? Does anyone remember? Woke up this morning to the power out at our house. We have crazy. We had some ice, some power lines down. I hope you guys are all staying safe out there in these crazy storms. Oh, Brian asked, what's the easiest one to grow? Yeah, I was talking about how much I love radish because they got the you can pretty variety. They're my favorite commercial microgreen. Very profitable. They produce a good crop, and I think it's one of the easiest to grow as well. Seed lasts a while. I love radish. Turnip, very similar. Radishes are great though because they have the purple varieties that are just beautiful. China rose, beautiful. There's some good color variation. We'll grow mixed trays of the radish. We'll sprinkle it in with other trays. Actually, we don't have those going right now. But yeah, here's some radishes right here. That's the China rose, and they're freaking awesome. Let's see. Someone asked if I buy my seeds or if I have seed plants growing outside. We buy our seeds. We get all of our seeds from True Leaf Market. And speaking of that, it's a good reason to mention my online course again. Again, tonight, you guys, my online course, Microgreens Business, is on sale. You can go to this website if you guys are interested in signing up. Yeah, microgreensbusiness.com/NOV 2018 launch. And I mentioned that because if you join the online course, you get an ongoing 10% discount to True Leaf Market on all the seeds and supplies. So it's a way for the course to pay for itself over time. And I've also been doing a cool thing the last few launches where right now I was noticing some people are buying the online course and not actually taking action on the materials and not creating businesses, and I just hate seeing people waste their money. So I was trying to think like how can I incentivize people to, you know, actually take action on the materials and get some sales and get going. And so what I'm doing right now, if you guys buy the online course and once you make your first $100 in sales, just send me an email and I'm going to send you a free Microgreens Farmer T-shirt. So that's an incentive just to get you guys out there, get growing, get selling. And then I'm also doing, once you make your first $3,000 in sales, you contact me, you send me the data, like your spreadsheet program or your accounting program. You have to show me you actually made the $3,000, your sales records, canceled checks, whatever proof you have. And then I will give you guys a refund on the course, full refund. So, and then you get to keep the course and keep the ongoing 10% discount to True Leaf Market. And the reason I do that is just to incentivize more people to put the materials into action. And also, it's a way for me to collect more video testimonials. And people have been taking me up on that offer, several people. And I've recorded some videos with them, and I just haven't had a chance to release them yet. But it's been awesome. It's been absolutely awesome. I'm so happy just to give you your money back if you're crushing it with this. Someone asked where can they purchase the course. It's on sale right now. Here's the link: microgreensbusiness.com/NOV 2018 launch. microgreensbusiness.com/NOV 2018 launch. Someone dropped that in the comments earlier too, if you want a link to click on. Uh, yeah, I'm not a big fan of wheatgrass growing. Um, I just don't see a big. We've grown it, taken it to market, and not had a big, amazing response to it. I'll probably leave this video, a replay of this video live on YouTube for a few days, and I'll put a link to the course in there as well. But this sale, this special offer I have going, it expires tonight at midnight. If you guys have any more questions, punch them in there. I think I'm getting down to the bottom. I'll scroll up a little bit, see if I skipped any. Also want to say, like, just thank you guys so much for, supporting my YouTube channel and tuning in and giving stuff thumbs up and liking them and leaving me comments. This has just been absolutely unreal for me. I never thought that I would be, have this whole audience of people. I think I have like over 20,000 subscribers or something like that here on YouTube now, which is just crazy. It's hard for me to believe. Um, it's been fun. It's been a lot of fun. And I really appreciate you guys. Oh my gosh. People are still commenting my original live that I tried to put here on YouTube. I think 6 people are waiting. Hopefully they go back and find me. I'm live. I'm going to tell them I'm live on another video, another part of YouTube. I don't even know how to explain this stuff. The website says there's nothing here yet. Matt, what website are you talking about? Go to microgreensbusiness.com/NOV 2018 launch. I'm on it right now, and it's showing up for me. LAUNCH. Make sure you're spelling it right. Someone asked fluorescent lights or LEDs. Fluorescent lights for us, as you can see. We get the T5s from HTG Supply. They're $50 for 4-foot 2 bulb, and they work great. They use a little more electricity than LEDs, but LEDs are just, there's so many crap ones out there, so much junk. But if I was starting from scratch right now and I was gonna buy new lights, I would probably do a little research and look into LEDs, especially if you might want to buy your first couple fluorescent, first 1 or 2, and then if you're getting some sales and you're going to really scale up your business, then do a little research and you can get some good LEDs. Okay, I'm back. Wheatgrass is bad for you, Randy says. Yeah, I'm not a big grass eater. What other questions do you guys have? Have you guys watched my interview with Don on here on YouTube? Um, Don is crushing it. He's a member of my online course, Microgreens Business, and he's growing microgreens in Long Island, New York. That's an awesome interview. I highly recommend you guys check that out. Um, the thing that's so cool about it is that I've been like telling people you need to do if you're in an area with this that's a saturated market. There's already a lot of growers selling to restaurants, selling to grocery stores, selling to farmers market. You have to create your own market, and the best way to do that is to start to build home delivery customers. Um, and that's what he's done. He's focused solely on that, and he's doing like $10,000 a month in sales, almost all home delivery. That's been his focus. We have the Mighty Green subscription program. People can go to our website and sign up. PayPal charges them automatically every week. And that's a great way to go. I mean, if you're in any city in the country, that's a huge untapped market of customers. Any city in the country, huge untapped market. Like the only place where a microgreens business um, doesn't work for a lot of people is if you're in a really rural area. So there's no good farmers markets around. There's no good restaurants around. If you have to drive like more than an hour and a half to get to a good city, it might not be worth it. You're gonna be spending extra money on gas. Oh, someone dropped a link. Matt dropped a link to my course on here. Is it working for you now, Matt? When you go there? Food liability insurance. Someone asked about. Um, we get our liability insurance through a local company, our local insurance agent, um, because it seemed like a good decent price, and we work with them on everything else. But you can certainly go through a program like Flip. That's what a lot of small farmers use. I think Assurant is the underwriter for that policy that we have. Oh, I'm in my wrong email. I was going to try and search for it real quick. Someone asked, will there be a Facebook group for people who signed up for the online course? Yeah. If you sign up for the online course, you get access to a private Facebook group just for course members. It's an awesome little group. That's the one that I go in and try and post a few times a week and help people out and answer questions. The original Facebook group that I started called Growing and Selling Microgreens is really large now. I think there's like 25,000 people or something in there, and there's a lot of information. I just don't have the time to reply in there much. But the small group that comes with the course, I'm in there quite a bit. And also, if you join the course, you can email me anytime, and we answer emails as well. All your questions. Someone asked advice to a biz starting up in a more rural area. I just kind of mentioned that a little bit ago. I don't know if you just jumped on, but if you're in a really rural area, there's typically not a good restaurant scene. There's not a booming farmers market scene. Doing home delivery would be a lot of driving because people are more spread out. So that's challenging. Like, hopefully, you have a big city within an hour and a half maximum. If it's more than that, if it's a couple hours away, it might not be worth it. But maybe it is. Like some of you might have, a family an hour in a town 2 hours away, and you can go visit your family every week after the farmers market or something like that. Um, but if you have a big farm too, multi-crop farm, and you're gonna have a huge table at the farmers market selling a couple $1,000s worth of produce, then some of those people will drive 3 or 4 hours for a really good market in a big city. In that case, you could add microgreens onto your business as well. All right, everyone. Well, the hour's up again. I hope you guys check out the course if you're interested in getting your business dialed in. On this page, if you go here, microgreensbusiness.com/November NOV 2018 launch, there's tons of information about the course. You don't even have to sign up. You can go there and just scroll down the page and see everything that's included. And I put part of my webinar. There's a video there, and I replay the part of the webinar where I go through the course. So you can go through it in that as well, or you can just scroll through it and read everything. There's a bunch of testimonials in there. We've had over 1,000 people join the course. People are getting amazing results, and it's just been so much fun. And awesome to have you guys on here tonight. Thank you for joining me. All right. Take her easy, everyone. I'll catch you later.